Do you remember that problem we had a few weeks ago where we had like 50 guys that could have fit somewhere inside the top 30? It's getting only harder. When you have guys like Nico Collins and Puka Nacua out there balling out, somebody's going to have to fall down the rankings. That's right, today we're going to be talking about my quick and dirty top 30 wide receivers for week 3 in fantasy football. Now, as we go through this list, I guarantee at some point you're going to say this, man, where's so-and-so at? Why is this guy so low? It's because there's so many damn wide receivers that deserve to be inside the top 30. But that's a good thing right now. Don't complain about that. With all of the injuries to the running back position, now all of a sudden some of these wide receivers that we drafted super late are gonna fill our flex spot here in the early part of the season. Now, 2 quick things before I get into the rankings. First thing, I get a lot of questions with a lot of people saying, hey, who should I start in my flex spot? You guys should do flex rankings. Well, we do flex rankings, defense rankings, kicker rankings. They're all a member perk. So consider hitting that little blue join button here underneath the video, becoming a member, and you'll get them every single week. And lastly, remember, the rankings are meant to be a quick run through of these rankings. If you're looking for more detailed information, we break down all of these players in our start and sit videos. So be sure to check those out if you're looking for a little bit more information. But now let's go ahead and dive right into the rankings. We're going to kick it off number 1, and it's got to be Justin Jefferson. And it really has to do a lot with this matchup. He's going up against the Los Angeles Chargers, who allow 6 points shy of a butt ton to all opposing wide receivers. Justin Jefferson going to be number 1 this week. Number 2, it's Stefon Diggs going up against the Washington Commandos. With a few of the other wide receivers and a little bit more of a difficult matchup, Stefon Diggs going to climb here to number 2. Number 3, this is where I have the Cheetah Tyreek Hill going to be at home against the Denver Broncos. Not the easiest of matchups. We saw Tyreek Hill limited somewhat last week in New England, but he still found the end zone, and that's why he's still right here at number 3. Number 4, it's CeeDee Lamb. He's absolutely terrorizing opposing defenses right now, and he gets to go to Arizona and play that defense. Absolutely love CeeDee this week. He's at number 4. Number 5, it's A.J. Brown of the Philadelphia Eagles, going to be on the road in Tampa Bay. A great matchup for A.J. Brown. A lot of people a little bit disappointed so far with his production. The looks are there. He's had opportunity for big plays and touchdowns. They've just been called back due to penalties. You gotta think at some point that's gonna turn around and the floodgates will open. Number 6, this is where I have hashtag Doomtar, Amon-Ra St. Brown of the Detroit Lions at home against the Atlanta Falcons. A great matchup for him, but we're really paying close attention. Right now, there's rumors coming out that he's dealing with some sort of a turf toe style injury. Now, that really all came out on Wednesday because prior to that, they had said he only dealt with cramps last week. So what is really the case? What's really going on with Amon-Ra St. Brown? I even added a little asterisk next to his name so you know he's somebody we really need to pay attention to, because if he's not 100% healthy, if he's going to be limited, he's going to have to drop further down these ranks. Number 7, this is where I have Keenan Allen. That great matchup for Justin Jefferson and the Chargers. Well, Keenan Allen gets something similar going against Minnesota, who also gives up over 30 fantasy points per game to opposing wide receivers. Keenan Allen balling out to start the year. Number 8 is Jalen Waddle, once again at home against Denver. Really expect the Miami Dolphins to unleash the ball through the air against the Denver Broncos. Got Waddle at number 8. Number 9, it's Davante Adams. Not a great matchup for him. Going to be at home against Pittsburgh, but where I really see Davante Adams fitting this week is with a lot of receptions, right? They're going to have to get rid of the ball quick in Las Vegas. That offensive line is not going to be able to protect Jimmy G for very long against this pass rush. I wouldn't be surprised to see Davante Adams flirt with double-digit receptions here this week. That's why he's at number 9. Number 10, oh good Lord, this is where we have Puka Nacua of the Los Angeles Rams going to be on the road in Cincinnati. This guy's usage is absolutely through the roof. He's overtaken the Cooper Kupp role, and even though he hasn't found the end zone yet, the amount of volume that he sees each and every week is enough that we have to put him inside the top 12, so I got him right here at number 10. 11 is Devontae Smith, really the wide receiver in Philadelphia that started off the season super hot. But he hasn't overtaken A.J. Brown. He's just benefited by a few touchdowns and a few big plays. Number 12, this is where I have Chris Olave. He's going to be on the road against the Green Bay Packers. Now, I know at times he's going to have to deal with Jair Alexander, maybe not the entire game, but this past week, we kind of saw Chris Olave and Derek Carr not really be on the same page. They were a step off. Looking for them to really fix that here this week, got Chris Olave at number number 12. And then 13, this is where I have Calvin Ridley of the Jacksonville Jaguars going to be at home against the Houston Texans. Now, Ridley has had some bad luck, right? He's missed out on a touchdown due to only 1 foot in bounds. He's missed out on some bigger plays due to penalties. You have to think at some point, these bad luck issues are going to turn around, and we're going to have some big points for Calvin Ridley. Got him at 13. 14, this breaks my heart to have Jamar Chase at 14, but as of right now, we really don't know what to expect from Joe Burrow. This isn't a Jamar Chase issue. This is a quarterback issue in Cincinnati. And if we don't have Joe Burrow under center or he's not healthy, and a matchup going up against the Rams, whose defense has looked pretty freaking good to start the season, I have my concerns as of right now about Jamar Chase. He's at 14. 15, this is where I've put Deebo Samuel. Now, it's come out here recently that Brandon Ayuk is going to be a game-time decision with a shoulder injury. We have Deebo at home against the New York Giants, where he could see more looks. Got him at 15. Then we move down to number 16 as DK Metcalf of the Seattle Seahawks going to be at home against the Carolina Panthers, and I really like the bounce back that we saw from Geno Smith in week 2. It made me feel a little bit better about keeping DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett inside my top 24, so Metcalf here at 16. 17 is Mike Williams, that same matchup going up against Minnesota. I expect a lot of offense in this matchup. That's why Mike Williams is at 17. 18 is where I have T. Higgins. If I have concerns for Jamar Chase, you better believe I have the exact same concerns for T. Higgins. That's why he's down at 18. 19, that's where I have Mike Evans, and he could definitely climb up this list as the week goes on if we get more news about Joe Burrow, because Mike Evans is balling out right now. Now, he's going to be at home against the Philadelphia Eagles. Doesn't sound like a great matchup, but the Eagles have been had through the air the first 2 weeks of the season. As of right now, Mike Evans at 19. 20, this is where I have Tyler Lockett. Kind of talked about the Seattle offense when we mentioned DK Metcalf. Tyler Lockett is the touchdown upside in this offense, and that's why he's at number 20. 21, this is where I have Nico Collins. I may be the biggest Nico Collins truther, but I don't know if I can just somewhat overreact and throw him up inside the top 15. I've talked up this guy for months, and I love to see him producing so far in this young season. Got him at 21. 22 is Amari Cooper. A great matchup going up against Tennessee, but Amari Cooper right now not 100% healthy, and we somewhat saw that on Monday Night Football. His ceiling is going to be a little bit lower until he can get back to full health. That's why he's at 22. 23 is George Pickens. Saw a huge touchdown play from George Pickens. Really saw that playmaking ability without needing the circus catch, which is great. A better matchup for him here this week going up against Las Vegas. Got Pickens at 23. 24 is where I have Drake London. This really has everything to do with the matchup. Going up against the Detroit Lions on the road, the Lions can score points, and they give up points to opposing wide receivers. That's why Drake London is back inside the top 24 at number 24. 25 is where I have Michael Pittman, going to be on the road against the Baltimore Ravens. Michael Pittman averaging 10 targets a week. You know he's going to be the guy in Indianapolis. What we don't know right now is who is the quarterback going to be. Does Anthony Richardson clear concussion protocol, or is it going to be Minshew Mania in Indianapolis? That's why Michael Pittman's at 25. 26, this is where I have Brandon Ayuk until we get more information on his injury. Is he going to play or not? If he was 100% healthy, he may be inside my top 15. We don't know. That's why I've dropped him all the way down to 26. Then 27, it's Christian Kirk, Jacksonville Jaguars. A tough matchup going up against Houston, right? I didn't really mention this when we talked about Calvin Ridley, but last season, Trevor Lawrence struggled against this Houston defense. Houston is just so much easier to run on than they are to throw on, and that's why Christian Kirk is down at 27. 28 then is DJ Moore, Chicago Bears, a matchup in Kansas City to play the Chiefs. Obviously the lowest I've ranked him so far here this year, and it's more so due to the play calling in Chicago. Everybody pretty much hates Justin Fields, and I get it. The kid has not played well at all, but he really reaffirmed what we have been saying for weeks now. They're putting him in a position to fail. They're trying to turn him into a pocket passing quarterback, and that is not what he is. There is so much thrown at him that he is overwhelmed, and he has no idea what he's doing on the field. That is a coaching issue more so than a player issue. Don't forget, the Bears just had the #1 overall pick. If they didn't believe in Justin Fields, they could have taken another quarterback. They chose not to. Instead, they brought in DJ Moore from Carolina. At some point, they're going to have to figure it out, and DJ Moore is going to have to get more targets. Until then, he's dropped down here to 28. 29, Zay Flowers. Love Zay Flowers this year, but we know with Mark Andrews back and healthy, some of that target share going to go the way of Mark Andrews, going to drop Zay Flowers down a little bit to 29, and then 30, it's Garrett Wilson. Honestly, he's on the verge of falling outside of the top 30. If it wasn't for that huge play in week 2, Garrett Wilson would have totally effed your fantasy team. Can we rely on big plays like that weekly? Probably not. The only reason he's inside the top 30 is because I expect New England to try to force Zach Wilson to beat them through the air. I'm hoping for another big play from Garrett Wilson. That's why he's at number 30. But because I'm still a man of the people, let's take a look at a few of the guys that are just on the outside looking in. Guys that definitely deserve a spot probably inside the top 30. There's just not room for them. Like Jordan Addison. I've loved Jordan Addison for a long time. He now has back-to-back weeks with a touchdown in a great matchup against the Chargers. DeAndre Hopkins going up against the Cleveland Browns. A very difficult defense, and D-Hop isn't 100% healthy, but he's definitely getting the volume in that offense. What about Tutu Atwell? Didn't even bring up Tutu Atwell. Starting off the season great, kind of overshadowed by his teammate Puka Nacua, but Tutu Atwell on the road in Cincinnati has another opportunity for some big-time yardage. Chris Godwin, really still seeing decent volume in this offense. He just hasn't been able to get any big plays or in the end zone to really help your fantasy team. At some point, that's going to change, though. What about Michael Thomas? This guy's still averaging right around 9 targets a game. He's going to be on the road in Green Bay in a game in which they could be trailing. I don't hate Michael Thomas. Gabe Davis. I said in the start sit video, I wouldn't be surprised if we see another Gabe Davis touchdown here this week against Washington. Jerry Jeudy is back. He's not quite 100% healthy, but as he continues to play, he's going to start getting more and more targets each week. He played almost 70% of the snaps last week. And then Terry McLaurin, a tough matchup going up against Buffalo, and Terry still isn't 100% either. Don't forget, he was dealing with a turf toe injury in the preseason, and you can kind of tell it's something that's limiting him just a little bit right now. But I'm sure there's other guys out there that you may expect to be on this list that you just don't see. That's okay. Remember, our rankings aren't supposed to match. If they matched, they would be pointless to watch. We're supposed to compare differences in opinions, really communicate with each other so we can build the best damn rankings in the entire land. Because that's when this entire community finds success, that's when we're all happy, that's when we're all enjoying life, and that's what this is all about, having fun, playing a game that we all love. I'm going to get out of here for the day. Hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your day, have a great weekend, good luck this weekend, and then do your part to make the world a better place.